I'm done. What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today it is Christmas Eve and we are going to be hitting a chest workout on Christmas Eve in my garage. I wasn't planning on filming today, but I figured, you know what? Because all the gyms are closed, I'm just gonna go ahead and get a garage lift, and I might as well show you guys that lift. Before we get into that, I wanna tell you guys Merry Christmas. I'm so excited to be celebrating the birth of Christ. As you know, I've grown closer to Christ within the last year, so this holiday has so much more meaning than it used to have. And I pray that you guys can accept Jesus into your life. He is the Lord, He is the Savior, and He has changed mine, and I believe that He can change yours as well. So today we're gonna be showing you the lift. We're also gonna be showing you the breakfast before that lift. Hey! We're going to be making up some eggs, some toast, probably throw some honey on that toast, or eat some kind of simple carb that's going to help fuel today's workout. Go ahead and check out my Synchrist brand. The link is down below. I do Christian vintage clothing, and also join my Apex community down below as well. That's a community that I've made for Christian lifter individuals, where you guys can not only talk with me, but talk with other Christian lifters as well. Let's go ahead and dive into today's video. All right, so here is the Christmas Eve pre-lift breakfast. It's kind of hard to see there, but we got 6 whole eggs, and thankfully my parents have chicken, so we have eggs, a plethora of eggs at all times. That's a huge help, especially for those of you that are trying to lift. If you have eggs or access to like a bunch of farm-raised eggs, it's awesome. Next up, we have some toast. I typically do toast in the morning with some kind of syrup or honey if it's like right before a workout. But today my parents actually had some little like containers of guacamole that haven't been used, so I figured I would throw some of that on there just because I haven't had like avocado toast in a while, so it sounded good. So I did the guacamole. We did 9 grams of that, and then we also did some honey on top of that just because we're about to work out. I haven't had any carbs yet, and I typically don't like having like super heavy carbs like oatmeal or rice right before I work out. So a little bit of honey or some fruit is always like my ideal thing. So I'm actually not tracking calories today, but because I wanted to, kind of show you guys the meal and show what I was eating, I figured I would track this meal for you guys. So we got 2 pieces of low carb bread, which came out to 100 calories. We have 6 whole eggs, which is 429 calories. Then we have guacamole, which was 45 calories, and then the raw honey, which was 9 grams for 25 calories. And the whole thing comes out to 600 calories. And like I said, this is a pretty light breakfast, but I'm gonna be pretty full. And I honestly could eat this and maybe a snack and be cool till dinner. That's kind of what happens. I end up working all day, or I go work out, and then dinner time rolls around. I'm like, oh dang, I haven't even ate all day. So this meal has worked for me and has helped keep me full. And you might be wondering, why am I using low carb toast or low carb bread and then also throwing honey on there? Like if I'm not worried about carbs, then why am I eating low carb bread? The way I kind of see it is like, if I can cut calories, even though I'm like almost trying to bulk, or I'm in a bulking phase, if I'm trying to bulk up, like let's say my calories are set at like 3,300 to bulk gradually, like that's still not like a bunch of calories. So if I can get the most out of that calorie range and eat lower calorie options and be able to eat more food, like I love eating food. So if I need to like eat low carb bread and low carb wraps instead of like the real deal, just so I can get more food for the calories, then I will. So I'm not necessarily worried about the carbs. It's just this happens to be lower calorie bread. Now let's go ahead and talk about what our chest day in the garage is going to look like. Now moving on to what we're going to do for the workout. So thankfully I am pretty fortunate to have a bench, have a dip bar, have cables. My parents invested in that for me when I was in high school, just with football and everything. It was super useful to have a home gym just for those days when I couldn't go to the gym. And honestly, there was a period of time when I worked out in my home gym every single day. And there's certain muscle groups that can be kind of difficult to train at home, depending on your equipment or depending on the equipment that I have. But for me, the basic lifts like chest and back tend to be pretty easy, right? Because, with chest, you have pressing and you have flies and maybe dips. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to do an incline press. We might do a flat press of some kind. And then we're also going to do dips. And then after that, we might finish off the workout with some kind of incline fly of some kind. And the same deal with back, like it's pretty basic, right? You have pull-ups, which kind of mimic a lat pull down of some kind. Then you have barbell rows, or you can do T-bar rows, which I have a T-bar attachment. And then you can do everything rear delt with dumbbells. It's when you start getting into the arms and shoulder days, well, maybe not shoulders, but arms for sure. You know, I prefer to have some cables. And I do have a cable down there, but it's not ideal. It's just basically one cable and one pulley. So arm days can be a little bit limited here, just because I do prefer to have, I love dumbbell workouts for arms, but I do prefer to have some cable setups or some sort of preacher curl machine or some kind of movement that isn't just with dumbbells. But something too, working out at home is kind of nice because you don't overthink it, right? It just kind of makes you simplify your workout down and just deal with what you have and just just get a good workout in. Whereas at the gym, you have almost so many options that it can kind of confuse you, kind of make you start worrying about the things that don't matter, right? Start making you worry about, oh, well, this movement hits this and then this movement hits that. Whereas when you're at home in the gym, you're kind of limited, so you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to do barbell curls until my arms feel like they're going to fall off. And, you know, that some people probably see more results with, you know, having less equipment. But that's going to wrap up this little meal session. I'm going to finish this and we're going to get downstairs. All right, so I pre-workout drink before we go downstairs, and I probably should have drank this earlier, but it's going to be Legion Pump Surge, which is my favorite supplement by Legion. Code Riley at legionathletics.com for all of this. But the Pump Surge, we're also going to throw some creatine in there just because it's unflavored creatine. So if I'm going to be drinking some water with other supplements, then I'm going to have. So both of these are unflavored. So the creatine and the Pump Surge are unflavored so that you can have them with pre-workout or with any other drink. So I'll throw some Mio in there as well. Actually, no, we're going to throw in some, since I haven't had any caffeine besides some coffee, we'll throw in some Pulse pre-workout. So I guess we're doing the whole shebang today here. So we'll throw in, I want to do a full scoop. Pulse pre-workout, this is the sour mango flavor. And then along with that, we use that to wash down our Forge pre-workout fat burners. They have a stem-free fat burner and then they have a stem fat burner on there. So I think one of the biggest things with me is I really don't think supplements are necessary, but they do for sure help. Protein powder helps with getting more protein in. Pre-workout helps with having some extra energy. And then creatine obviously is, you know, that's probably the best natural supplement you could be taking. And then the Pump Surge is just the best thing, especially if you're cutting. Having a crazy pump when you're cutting is super hard to get. And the Pump Surge helps a lot with that. And if you're bulking, it just makes it even more crazy. Good morning, girlies. Merry Christmas Eve. Oh! First suspect. Tight stop. All right, let's go work out. All right, first objective is we got to get these motorcycles out of here. They're not too much in the way, but I would prefer if they were just out here instead of right here, because with the camera setting up angles and stuff, I don't want to have the bikes in the way. So let's go ahead and get these out of here. Oh no. Just bent his license plate frame. That's a beautiful sight, beautiful Christmas Eve sight if I've ever seen one. Okay, so with benching on this, since we do run the risk of trying to rack it and going over the rack, I'm gonna throw some trailer hitches in there just to give us a little more safety. I'm pretty sure if my arms are locked out, they'll probably be around this length, so I won't go over the rack, but this kind of keeps us from going over and tearing our shoulders up. All right, so disclaimer, I know I have a massive hole in my pants. Thankfully, my drawers are long enough so you can't really see up in there. Just know that I can see that. With these, I think we're gonna do like 6 to 8 sets, something like that. Honestly, there's not too many options, so we're gonna do incline, might even do some flat press, some decline, and then probably an incline fly. But I'm gonna spam these out as much as I can for now. See how big we can get these chesticles. One more. Yeah, I think my big objective this Christmas Eve is to see how massive I can make my breast. I want to grow such a big chest that I can set cookies and milk right here. Eat them like that. That's my goal. Sorry about any bad language in this song or any songs. Whew, hopefully I don't get copyrighted. It's Christmas Eve! All right, we gotta go down and wait. It's getting a little sketchy. So I was kind of ego lifting on the last two. I didn't get as many reps as I wanted to get. Usually when I'm training to failure, or at least close to failure, I want that to be within probably 8 to 15, somewhere in that sweet range, that like hypertrophy range. Once I start getting below 8, I'll lower the weight, which I should have done that earlier. I was getting like 6, I think. I'm not really sure, I'd have to watch back, but lower the weight. We got 205 on now, so we're gonna do this. See if we can't get around that like 8 and above range. Oh, come on, 2 more. Oh, no.
Passport and a 2.9% APR on a 2025 Pilot or Ridgeline.
Oh yeah, this is the one right here. Ho, 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 baby. All right, so moving on to flies now. They actually feel really good with those dumbbells because at the bottom, the weight falls, but when I bring it up, it kind of falls on the back of this arm or rests on the back of the arm, so I can get a pretty gnarly squeeze. So it feels really good. Probably mess around with those for 4 sets. Might do a flat movement and then some dips and be done. But I did like, honestly don't know, I'd have to go back and watch the clips, see how many sets of incline I did. And I didn't even record all of them, so if I had to guess, we probably did 10 sets of incline. I'm not really sure. Ooh. Oh, bro, how did that not break? All right, so the camera just took a tumble onto the gravel. I'm surprised it didn't break. But on these, you'll notice we're going, kind of doing 3 things. We're starting out doing as many as we can, kind of mimicking a low to high fly. So we're kind of letting those arms, instead of coming straight out, like a traditional like incline fly, we're kind of dropping them here and pulling up that way. Once I get tired there, I'm letting the elbows flare out a little more, kind of a traditional incline dumbbell fly. And then after that, once I'm fatigued there, kind of when my shoulders get fatigued, I will just do kind of a couple presses. And that like is a crazy burnout. I'm gonna do one more. I don't gotta show you guys the last one, but let's go ahead and move on. All right, right, so Mama is calling us up to get ready for dinner. So got to go to Christmas Eve, muck on some good food, some good desserts, some cookies, some ham, some cheesy potatoes. We're gonna muck hard, that's for sure. But last thing that we're doing here, supersetting back and forth between dips and push-ups with the dumbbells. The dumbbells just help me get a little bit deeper, but those are pretty hard, so I might just go to normal push-ups. But besides that, we're gonna do probably 2 or 3 more of those and then get up on out of here. Ready? Come on. I'm done. Feeling real pumped. Threw the fisheye lens on there. Boom. Little shoulder pump too. All right. So that's gonna conclude our chest day. Now, you know, one of my biggest goals right now is to build a bigger chest, build those big round shoulders. And this kind of makes me think about, like, you can have physique goals and you can have that dream physique that you're chasing, as long as it doesn't become an issue, right? We talk about vanity a lot with the Bible, and you don't want to obsess about your body. Yeah, I have these goals. Yes, I want to look this certain way and, you know, achieve these things. But at the end of the day, right, you got to build that confidence in your body. Be happy with what you got right now. It's like anything else. Be happy in the moment. It doesn't mean you can't work towards something, but don't over obsess about that thing. Don't over obsess about your body. Don't over obsess about money or work or whatever it may be. It's all about moderation. And I love working out and I love achieving fitness goals. But at the end of the day, truly remember what is most important. And that's your family. That's God. And really just living this life to the fullest. So, all right, you guys, that's going to wrap up today's lift, our Christmas Eve chest day. I hope you guys enjoyed the workout. I had lots of fun showing you guys the chest day here in the garage. And with it being Jesus Christ's birthday tonight, I hope you guys can learn to accept Jesus into your life. He is our Lord. He is our Savior. And He has done so much for my life, and He can do so much in your life. Remember, all of my links for everything, my Instagram, my Synchrist page, my private Apex Tribe community is all down below in the description. And with that being said, remember to love God, lift weights, and live life. See you next time. Boom!